Good afternoon and welcome back to Tech Talk Tuesdays with Shir Soul Sound. Today we're here at the beautiful Temple Shari Tefillah in Bedford Corners, New York. And we're going to talk about turn down for what? For your band. Check it out. Everyone is always trying to turn up their amps and make themselves louder so they can hear themselves. But it's extremely important as a sound man that you get a good sound in the house as well. As you look behind me, this is not a very large room. You could see the tables and all of the place settings that are really, really beautiful. And my main priority here, aside from the musicians, is to get a great sound in the house. It's really important that I start by explaining the difference between house volume and stage volume. In the house, we're going to get a sound that's clear, that's crisp, where you could hear everything and everything has its own place in the mix. On stage, the musicians want to hear themselves. The guitarist will want to hear himself the loudest. The keyboardist, same thing. The bass player and all the singers, they're all going to want to hear themselves. So the stage volume is extremely important as well. But we have to balance that house volume and stage volume to get a good sound in the house where everyone in the audience can enjoy it, but everyone on stage feels like they can perform their best. So let me start by showing you the stage. The musicians are setting up right over here. We got Melissa there and Matthew. Drummer's setting up his drum set. We got our mics. And what we're going to do is we're going to start setting up the stage volume, doing sound check with them to try and get a sound where they can feel comfortable hearing themselves, but also it doesn't affect our house volume to a way where we can't get a good mix for the house. Okay, I'm going to show you how many amps we have on stage today because each of these musicians brought an amp to monitor their own volume. Come on over. So here we are by the guitarist setup. As you can see, he has an amp here that he's plugged into. His amp is pointing directly at him to hear himself and to monitor his own sound. We have a mic on the amp, which is going to our mixing board, and we can actually put that in the monitors so that they can hear themselves that way as well. We're going to try to get a balance between his natural amp volume and the sound of the guitar coming out of the monitor so that he's comfortable, but the house is comfortable as well. He also has an acoustic guitar amp, which is going to allow him to monitor his sound on his acoustic as well as his electric. As we move over to the keyboard player has speakers on his instrument so he can hear himself that way, but he also has a line out here to our mixer. So he'll be able to hear himself from the monitor as well. That way he can balance what he hears here with what he hears through the monitor to get a comfortable sound for him. But we have control in the house of how loud the keyboard is in the mix. The same is true for the bass player. This is John, the bass player. Hey, John.
Hey.
John's got an amp behind him, if he could show it to us, that Aguiar amp right there, and got a nice head there, and he's got a great sound. He's keeping that right behind him in order to help him to really feel the bass and to really hear the bass and to really get that sound that he's used to. It's really important that your musicians feel comfortable with what they're hearing. But at the same time, that can't be our only sound in the house. We're also going to take the bass line out of that amp and we're going to project some amp in our main house setup as well. It's really important to understand that if your musicians ask for more volume, they shouldn't always turn up their amps. Sometimes the better solution, rather than turning up their amp, is actually to turn down their amp and to turn up the monitor. That way you could put more of their instrument in the house, but yet they could still feel comfortable as well. This is why it's extremely important for your band to show up on time for sound check so you can work out all these kinks in sound check rather than the actual performance. Thank you so much for joining us today for this episode of Shir Soul Sound, where today we talked about how to turn down for what? For your band. Turn down your overall stage volume so you can turn up the house volume and give your crowd exactly what they want to hear. Thanks so much for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like if you did and a comment below. Let us know what you'd like to learn about next. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for many more videos like this, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Okay, the band is sounding great in sound check. I'm noticing the guitar's a little loud, so I want to turn him up in the house, but he's a little loud in his amp. I'm going to go ask him to turn down for what? Eric, do you think you can turn down your amp just a little bit? He's turning down over here, and I'm going to turn him up over here. Perfect. Thank you.